Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name's ClaraZeela and I do videos on luxury handbags and fashion items. So today I'd like to do a quick one-year review on the queen of my mini bags, which is none other than my Hermes mini Lindy bag. Before I get started, this video has been kindly sponsored by Ana Luisa. They make fashionable, affordable, and sustainable fashion jewelry. So they have kindly gifted to me a couple of items that I have selected from their current collections. So the first one is this Miche black pendant. It is in black and gold, and you can see that I really love black and gold. And to match this pendant, I have also this one. It's called the Dobby Black earrings, and you can also see that it has the kind of black and gold theme going for it. I think this is really good as a set or worn separately. It goes with everything. It's kind of elegant and easy to go with everything. So let me put these on so you can see what they look like. So I've worn this on together with a nice crisp white shirt, and you can see it's really beautiful, black and gold here, and with the earrings on one side and on the other side. So I think this makes for a pretty elegant and nice piece that should go with everything. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. It looks absolutely fabulous, and I really love that it's black and gold, and it kind of goes with some of my accessories like my CDC, or if you have a black and gold purse, it also matches very nicely. And as a third piece, they also gifted me this Laura Bold necklace. This is the one I selected, and this is just like a simple everyday casual necklace that will go with everything. So here I've layered it together with the other necklace. I really like how this looks kind of layered together with the earrings for a total look, and I'm ready for the day. If you're interested in any of these pieces or any of their jewelry, I do recommend them. I will put links down somewhere in the description box below, and they're also having a fall campaign. So if you're interested, I also have a code which is ClaraZeela20, which you can get to get 20% off of their jewelry. Thank you, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this part of the video. Let's get back to the review. So here is my mini Lindy. I have had her for approximately 1 year. I received her around November time, so I've had her a little over 1 year, and I have traveled with her both to Canada and also Japan, and definitely I've been using her locally here in Hong Kong. So by just kind of looking at the bag, I did look at it quite closely. I don't see any problems with the leather at all. What I have kind of noticed is the corners. They tend to be a bit more slightly stretched out. You can see they're a bit shinier at the edges, but I don't really see much scuffing at all. And I haven't really babied this bag. I haven't been rough on it per se, but I just have been using her like a regular bag. I tend to put her in my hand carry luggage, so it hasn't been kind of squished in any way, but I have been using her regularly to go out during the day and also at night, and so far I don't see any kind of problems with the leather itself. Just a bit kind of shinier on the edges, as you can see on the corners here. As the leather is clemence, the leather does feel a bit more kind of slightly stretched out or a bit more supple. However, it's nothing to be concerned about. It has kept its shape quite well, and I do have an organizer inside. So I do have a smorgasbord organizer on the inside with the raw edges, and that has kind of helped it to maintain its shape, which is quite helpful. But having said that, it still is in pretty good condition, as you can see. And just a final comment, this bag has been rained on. So when I went to Vancouver, I did take her out for dinner, and there was one night the rain was kind of coming down very hard. It was coming down sideways, and by the time I got to the restaurant, I noticed that the bag had been drenched, but it did dry down very quickly, and there was nothing wrong with the bag. After I looked at it, it looked perfectly fine. So it seems like it does do well against rain. Of course, I wouldn't definitely put it under harsh raining conditions, and I definitely be careful. But because the rain was coming down sideways, there was nothing I could really do about it, and I didn't have an extra pouch to be able to hide the bag. But having been rained on and having been on hand carry luggage, it's held up perfectly fine. So let's get into some of the pros and cons I find about the mini Lindy after using her for approximately 1 year. Obviously, this is my favorite mini bag, and if there was one mini bag to rule them all, this would definitely be it. And the reasons are quite a few. So the first thing is that this one can carry quite a bit. Basically, it's very easy to access. I know it has all these zippers and all, but on a day-to-day basis, unless I'm going into areas where I don't feel very safe, I generally just leave it open like this, and when I need to close it, I basically just put it over this knob here, and sometimes I turn it, sometimes I don't, but I mean, it doesn't really easily come off, so sometimes I will just go like that, or even if I wanted to take the extra step, I can pull it over the knob here. But most of the time it's just like this, and at most like this. And if I am in some areas where I really don't feel too safe, I could do up one zipper. I could do up both and do up the whole thing, but it's just too much work to go in and out of. So generally speaking, at most, I would pull down one zipper or neither zipper at all. For storage, I may zip it up or leave it open, but for the most part, it's usually just kind of like this. So very easy to open and close, as you can see. And because it's so easy to open and close, you can see that the access is really easy. It's basically just one big hole. So once you open it up, you see everything, you can grab what you want, and because there are no partitions inside, it's really easy to organize whatever you want inside. And because the base is quite wide, you can fit quite a bit despite the size of this bag. This bag does have a lot of multiple ways of wearing it, which makes it very versatile. So you can kind of hold it like this, maybe not like this. I generally don't do that, but you know, for easy grab and go, I would pull it like this. But I generally use this either as a crossbody, and I'm approximately 5'4", which works perfectly fine. I don't generally shorten the strap. You can if you want to, but for me, it works. And I could also shoulder carry the bag, and probably one of my favorite ways to carry the bag is to hand carry the bag. So if you have seen some of my other videos, I do tie up the bag like this. It doesn't require extra twirlies or anything like that, but in a quick 20 to 30 seconds, I can basically put the strap around the bottom like this. And I can use this as a hand carry or crook of the arm, which makes it more versatile because there could be days whereby I don't want it slung around my shoulder and I just want to hand carry it or have it super close to me. Then I can tie up the strap like this, which requires minimal effort, and hand carry the bag like this, and it makes it quite a cute bag. I could arguably say that you could use this almost like a dinner bag if you wanted to. It is a bit more of a casual bag, but you can make it more of a formal dinner bag if you did it up like this and kind of accessorized it with some nice twillies or some nice charms, etc. So for that reason, I find it one of the most versatile bags for a mini bag. And obviously, because it doesn't have huge logos screaming anywhere, in fact, the Hermes logo is under the flap over here, and it's a bit difficult to see, so it is very understated. So it's great for those situations where you want to bring a nice bag, but you don't want to have a logo screaming that you are using a luxury bag. So I also like it for those occasions, for travel or just regular kind of meet with friends or family type of events. And I love that this has feet. So if I need to put it on a table or chair, I know that the bottom is protected, and not many mini bags will have feet. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that they put studs on the bottom of this bag. And finally, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the leather looks fine, and because it's Clemon's leather, it's relatively low maintenance. It's been rained on, and definitely I have kind of thrown this around, well, not kind of like physically thrown it around, but like just kind of placed it in places, and I've never really had to worry about getting scratches on this. I really don't see any scratches, and so it's a very hard wearing, easygoing, low maintenance leather, which makes it easy for every day and absolutely great for travel. So let's get into the cons of this bag. I would say there are hardly any cons, and this is me just being super picky about this bag. So one of the cons is that the side pockets here on the side, on this side and this side, and they have the same pockets on the interior, are extremely small. I hardly, if ever, use these side pockets because you really can't put much there. You can maybe put something like a card in here, like a business card or a parking ticket, something like that, or a transit ticket in here. But generally, because the slot is so small and so tight, you probably don't want to stretch it out anyways. But if you wanted to put something there just for a short period of time, that works. The interior pockets I also don't really use. It's the equivalent of this on the inside. I think the only time I've had to use it was when I had to remove some jewelry for any reason, and I would put it on the interior pockets just to make sure that they wouldn't fall out. And again, it would be just for temporary purposes until I put my jewelry back on. Another con that I often hear people talking about is that they find that the strap is too long. Now, for me, I am about 5'4" and it's not a problem for me. But if you are shorter and you do find that the strap is too long, I do have a video on how you can shorten the strap using a twilly, and it's generally quite easy to do. So if you do find the strap too long, you can use it with a twilly, or you can just even just tie it up like this. And I've been using this bag as a hand carry bag for the past year, and I don't see any kind of strain to the strap. I don't always keep it in this position. It's usually for a short period of time, and then when I store the bag or want to use it as a shoulder carry bag, I will release it from the bottom of this bag. So some people say that the access is difficult, but like I said, I generally don't do up the whole bag. At most, I will kind of put this over the hole, turn the knob, and maybe pull down one zipper, and honestly that really is more than enough for security, because it really is quite hard to get your hands into because the opening is quite small, and in general, even like this, it's not so easy to get into. So to me, generally just putting this over the knob is fairly good enough. At least where I am in Hong Kong, it's generally quite safe. But if I am traveling, I would be perfectly happy to have it like this, because like I said, it's really not so easy to get on into this from the sides. Another con that I can think of is that this is primarily used as a day bag. You can use this as an evening bag if you kind of hand carry it like this. It could kind of pass for an evening bag, but to be honest, this really does come across more as a day bag. Another con I can see is that over time, because it's Clemence, the leather could get slouchy over time. However, as I pointed out, I am using a Samorga organizer inside, and so far it has held up well. And also just to point out, actually the base is quite hard, so I can't see the base losing its shape over time. It's actually quite hard. You can kind of hear that. So the base of the bag is actually quite structured, so I'm not too worried about the base. It's probably body of the bag, and I mean, I hardly would wear it like this, because once you fill up the bag, it's kind of hard to wear it like this. The handles for me are just more for convenience. If I have to grab the bag from the side or just pick it up from somewhere, it's more for the convenience of the handles to pick up the bag more than carrying it like this. And if I really had to hand carry it, I would arrange the straps like I showed you before. And the final con, of course, is that this bag is generally quite hard to get. I know that when I asked my essay for this bag, there had been a very long waiting list, and in general, it's not that common to find this bag. So if you're interested in the mini Lindy, I would definitely ask your essay to put you on a waiting list, sometimes even more rare than a Birkin or Kelly. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely let your essay know. Generally, the mini Lindys will go to existing customers, or if you're super lucky, you might be able to grab one over the website, which is extremely hard, or you can also find these on the secondhand market. However, there is quite a premium for these given how hard they are to obtain. So that is my 1 year review of my Queen mini bag, which is the mini Lindy bag. So what are your thoughts on this bag? Do you own this bag, and do you love this bag? If you ask me if I ever lost this bag, I would definitely immediately immediately replace it. I even know of some girls who love this bag so much they're looking to buy multiple pieces of this, and if I was offered a second mini Lindy, maybe in a lighter color, definitely I would go for it. I think one thing to be aware of is that because you can wear this as a crossbody bag, if you are getting a lighter colored mini Lindy, you could get color transfer on the bag. So just a small thing to pay attention to, just in case you're considering to get this bag in a lighter color. So once again, thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I will put my account handle somewhere here down below. Finally, a shout out to Ana Luisa. If you are looking for everyday, affordable, sustainable jewelry, I highly recommend them. Again, I will put links down to their website somewhere here down below in the description box. And again, feel free to use my discount code, which is ClaraZeela20. Thank you so much again for joining me today. Have a fabulous day and see you next time. Bye bye now.